All right, I think I have everything set up. Let me... Where is my background music? That is the only thing that I could not find. Do you... Yes. That was the only thing I was looking for that I could not... Oh, here it is. Found it. Let me know if the background music is too loud. But aside from that, let me actually, you know what? I think I will begin. Let's start with a lighter note, because today's going to get stressful. We're covering bad news. We're covering an absolute creep today. So let's begin with something a little bit more lighthearted. But to do... It just occurred to me, I don't think that audio is coming through. Wait, hold up. Damn it. I hate... where's properties? There we go. Okay, I think that'll fix.
Reason is obviously I look sexy as a pregnant zombie. Like, how sexy is that? Think about it. Basically, I'm a rotting corpse. Everything in my body is rotting. My brain, rotting. My heart, rotting. My smile, well, it's not rotting. But everything else, it's rotting. If you think about it, my womb is probably rotting. So, the amount of tries that you need to do just to get a zombie pregnant, isn't that kind of hot? And if you do get a zombie pregnant, how many tries was that? Kind of hot. Sexy, even. I'm very sorry. I'll stop now.
Wait, shit, hold on, I've lost my avatar. There we go. I don't know if you could hear that. Look, all of these fucking news videos are always so goddamn depressing. They're always so miserable, and it's like it's always bad news. Sometimes you gotta start a stream off on a positive note to prep you for when things just go crashing down and we get invested in the bad news. I love Crazy Ollie so much. She's a maniac, she's a menace, she is a threat to society, and I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, let me scooch this over so I can read chat. There we go. Why does she low-key have a point? I know, right? All right, so today we are... Yuck. So there's a lot of things I wanted to cover. I will wait to get into the YAB entertainment news in just a minute. I'm going to go through some less spicy news as I wait for people to file in. And there we go. And flawless, perfect, gorgeous. All right. I'm actually going to make myself smaller and go over here. So, and I'll also turn the background audio back on. There we go. Let me know if the BGM is too quiet or too loud. So, the first story I wanted to talk about was a quote-unquote gorgeously written tweet from Doki Bird. Fan favorite, people lover, so I haven't actually read this yet. So this is going to be a live reaction to whatever it is that she said. Why is my head cranked like 30 degrees to the side? There we go. All right. Some of this stuff is going to be a live reaction because I've only pre-read some of this. She says, in the end, I am now the new and only director of my own company. I at first thought to appoint someone else to act as a director to handle more of the business side of things, as I just want to focus on being creative. I lack the experience and knowledge to really run a company and thought it was best to appoint the position to somebody else. However, every staff I've hired had a horror story that was related to my ex-director. Although the workload is much heavier, I realize the only person I can trust is myself for my brand. I've recently hired a few lawyers and a new financial advisor to help me on this new journey and teach me how to be a proper businesswoman. It might be more expensive in the long run, but I just want to make people happy and laugh with me without any dragoons worrying about anything else. I really appreciate everyone's patience as I stumble and try to find my footing. Can I just say that this is like the second VTuber in a row that I've seen start their own company, because Doki has her own company, which I have no idea what it does, to be honest, and then Grimmy VT has a hot sauce company, Saucy Biz. I don't know what it is with VTubers starting their own companies, but I fully support it. Doki has now become the anti-Riku. I do respect both Doki and Grimmy for deciding to become basically the director of their own companies and not relying on management, because Doki especially, because she's had past experiences with bad managers and bad management, and so she knows firsthand how atrocious that can be. Grimmy unfortunately had to learn through trial and error how atrocious upper management can be. It is consistent, like as someone who watches a lot of YouTubers, an unhealthy amount of YouTube, following along with like people like Ludwig, who often does very it has a very large presence and a very large platform, and like Moist Critical, who started multiple of his own companies. Being the CEO of your own company and not just an ambassador is almost always better, because if you're not in control personally of everything, shit goes wrong and there's little to nothing you can do about it as an ambassador, other than, run what's the term? Not damage handling, damage control when things go wrong. So yeah, this is becoming more and more of a trend of content creators, VTubers and YouTubers starting their own companies. Hell, even the Anime Man has his own clothing brand. Like, more and more content creators are becoming their own CEOs. It's kind of cool. All right. Okay, I think this is... We will get back to this. All right. The YAB stuff, we'll get back to it. So, in the week while I was gone, there was some buzz around Hex's re-debut as he went back to his alt account. But the problem with all that buzz is that it was largely a nothing burger. The only people who were offended were people who didn't speak English as a first language and took the subtitles of what he was saying literally without understanding the sarcasm. So I'm actually kind of glad that I missed this one and came back to it later with the benefit of hindsight. Because when I first came across the news, it was being framed as like, oh, he hates his talents, his house started on fire, there was, him saying that he secretly hated his coworkers. Like, there was a lot of shit that it was said that he said, and it made him look like an absolute asshole. But it turns out he was just being sarcastic and trying to make a joke, and people who didn't speak English as a first language didn't get the sarcasm at all. So I don't know if you heard about his re-debut drama or where your knowledge base is as an audience member, but I'm honestly kind of glad that it ended up being a nothing burger, because I'm honestly kind of glad that it ended up being a nothing burger, because the shit that he was saying sarcastically, if it were literal, would be career ending. I don't remember all the things he said off the top of my head. I just know it was bad. Okay. I brought this up just because one thing I've noticed. Now, maybe this doesn't happen with Hololive talents just because Hololive talents aren't allowed to talk about it. But one thing I've noticed is that Anna, Kyo, who re-debuted as Quinn, and Misa, who re-debuted as K9 Kuro, have all talked in passing about taxes. Even Doki Bird, formerly Selen Tatsuki, complained about taxes. I think this is because of the contract. I think they're freelancers, or like they've got some sort of non-employee contract that forces them to do their own taxes. And like 4 for 4 people have been complaining about doing taxes with Nijisanji. And honestly, in my opinion, Nijisanji should provide some sort of accountant to help their. If you have this many libraries having this much trouble and getting this much in debt with their taxes, there's gotta be you're aware of the issue. You gotta do something to help your talents. Like Anna is saying here, bruh, I owe taxes but can't even pay in installments. Okay, guess I'm fasting for the next 5 months. Straight, thank you. Bruh. Man, and it's like, you know, now that we know about Niji's payroll practices, this feels even worse because they're not being paid properly and they're being fucked on taxes. So, I don't think it's the person who posted this. Do you think it is saying? Do you think it's a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. Are we predisposed to see things in a bad light? Yes, but look, you can't have this many people complaining about taxes after working at Nijisanji for it to be a coincidence. You know what I mean? Man, I am so glad that my taxes are simple because I'm broke as shit. My taxes legitimately take like 10 minutes to file because I have no money. I have no assets. All of my expenses are food and rent. I don't have any deductibles. I don't have any exemptions. I got nothing. I made nothing. I can exempt nothing. I owe nothing. And I usually get a return of like $100. All right, let me check up on chat. Just remember not to pull a Merryweather. You would be mostly fine. Let's see. That Bibu tax is brutal. Gotta pay your Bibu tax. Oh, do we have someone in chat who doesn't know about the Bibu tax? All right, I'll pull it up. Where is it? Bibu. What? I can't spell, apparently.
Wait a second. Was there something that you wanted me to do? Talking about, but I'm a little tired. Sticking out your gap for no reason. You're so pow. You're so people tax. I just wanna be your Shiori. Get people taxed.
There you have it, friends. You just got Bibu taxed. I don't know if you've heard that like cringy song, like I just wanna be your Sigma. Like, she made she's making a pun about Phantom tax and replacing it with Bibu tax. It's so cringy, and it's only funny because Bibu is adorable. I swear to God, that's the only thing that stops me from cringing out of my own skin is the fact that it's Bibu and she's adorable and she can get away with it. Not a Bibu fan. That, you know, not every creator is for every person. There are people who don't like Fuumoko, which feels illegal, but it's true. All right. All right. Anyway. So I also heard about people getting doxxed while using a VTube Studio, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Apparently, when you drag files into VTube Studio, I think they said that it'll show the file. I don't remember the details. Let me play the clip rather than talking out of my ass.
I was doxxed on stream while using VTube Studio. And I hope this video comes as a cautionary tale so this doesn't happen to you. Like when I try to open stuff when I stream now. So for example, wait, is that on stream? And that right there was the window that showed up that I knew that I was screwed. In the video, you can tell that I am talking to my chat and I'm actually trying to get things to pull up on screen, but nothing was pulling up. During this time, somehow VTube Studio got access to one of my files that was a receipt. Now, while we don't exactly know what happened, I can give you a little bit of an idea of what I think happened. Some of you guys who use VTube Studio know that you can drag and drop almost any file into VTube Studio. This receipt was in a file within another file, and that file somehow during the glitch got slid all the way across both of my screens into VTube Studio. As for how we can stop this from happening again, I think that VTube Studio should implement a box that tells you, are you sure you would like to implement this item in your screen? This way, if ever you did not drag and drop an item into your VTube Studio, you can click no and this won't happen.
Now, there's actually been an update to this, and I believe VTube Studio replied directly to them. In fact, if you take a look here, let me scroll up a little bit. VTube Studio actually directly apologized and said that they are adding a optional warning when a file is dragged in, so you don't accidentally display a file in VTube Studio that you didn't mean to. So honestly, this is such a bizarre and like niche incidents, and the fact that VTube Studio, how soon did they reply? This was on August 29th that it was posted. And the same day, VTube Studio replied and said they were going to fix it. So, honestly, this is one of the things that I like about the fact that companies are very active on social media. Although it definitely has its pitfalls, one of the perks is that when there's a problem that people are facing, these companies can act quickly, fix the problem very quickly before it becomes a widespread issue that affects many, many people. They replied so insanely quick to fix the issue that's so genuinely cool. Like the post was made at noon, like 12:24. They replied at 5 p.m. The speed, 5 hours after a problem was announced, they announced a fix for it. Holy shit. Like, it almost feels a little bit surreal to have a company actually do good. Is this a company actually implementing a safety feature suggested by a user? That doesn't happen. So, very happy with that. The next thing I wanted to mention, mostly a meme, just to bring the mood up before we bring it crashing back down. Ludwig made the tweet, where do VTubers go when they graduate? And Quinn, let's see, Cinder, and Leah, and Tippity, and Cookie all said hell. There's so many people that said they just go to hell when they die. But I think or when they graduate. I think my favorite response is just Matra Khan with the smiley face, because she says so much without saying a word. Like, where do they go when they graduate? Well, if you find them, then they didn't leave you. Here's the thing: when a VTuber graduates, they rebrand. So if you don't find them again, arguably they didn't leave you. You left them. VTubers never die; they just reincarnate. All right. And then I will check on chat, and then we will get into the meat of the story. Let's see. Good on them for being so quick to not only respond, but actually do something. I know! That's so rare these days, and you love to see it. I'm genuinely happy that that happened. It's good to see that there are some companies who are doing right by their users. Unity, take note. Wizards of the Coast, take note. All right. So the next story revolves around YAB Entertainment, which for reasons I don't fully understand also goes by YEM. Like, it's like YAB Entertainment, which is abbreviated YEM. So I'm gonna be referring to them as YAB, even though arguably the acronym should be YEM. I don't know. Not gonna worry about it too hard. I just wanted to clarify that. So YAB Entertainment is a music production studio that has made like they produce music for all over the place, but specifically they produce music for Nijisanji. I think they've helped out on the production of like hundreds of songs. I think it's in the neighborhood of like 300 or 400 songs to be specific, just to give you an idea of like how closely knit this studio is with Nijisanji and other content creators. All right, and as I'm sure you heard, YAB, one of the let's see, let me actually pull him up. You'll see it's YAB at YEM, like YAB at YAB Entertainment. So he's a music producer, right? He has done a lot of work for Nijisanji. If you scroll on his profile long enough, you'll find plenty of VTuber and music related content, right? Just to give you an idea of what he's all about. And he got exposed for doxing some of the Nijisanji talents. I did not organize these tweets at all. So I'm actually gonna go to Korikori's post. Let's see. Okay. So as you may or may not know, there's a content creator called Korikori, who some people call Japanese Keemstar. He's a well-known, often maligned drama tuber. And but he is actually the one who broke the news on what YAB did. And apparently he was doxing a bunch of talents. And he actually reported all of these violations that involved Nijisanji. He says the damage mainly involves secretly recording the VTubers who operate while hiding their faces while they are at work and disseminating the footage to third parties. He also sends her messages making fun of her appearance. The mere existence of people like this in the industry will only increase the number of victims, since the VTuber herself is unaware that she is secretly being filmed. At the whistleblower's request, the footage will be made public on a live broadcast later. So basically, this music producer who is in touch with anyone at Nijisanji that wants to make music, he's been recording them, taking pictures of them, releasing information about them, and that's a fucked up thing to do. And later on in his stream, there was, let's see. So this is a brief summary of events from Korikori's stream. I'd love to play clips from the stream, but I don't speak a word of Japanese, so we're all gonna have to trust these this summary and translation. So there is attempted photo theft by Mr. YAB and limited streaming within a few group chats from the studio. The studio is owned by YAB, not Anycolor. YAB has a history of working with several well-known music groups as well as Nijisanji. In other words, Anycolor, the parent company of Nijisanji, is actually the victim here, which is honestly an interesting change of pace. I'm so used to taking a massive shit on Nijisanji and bullying them. It's so like mentally bizarre to see them be the victims here, because both the company and the talent are victim to YAB. All right. Let's see. As of now, it seems that it is impossible to prove this as a crime because the photos taken were of faces and not sexual voyeurism. And that's one of the things is like, it's not illegal to be an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, taking a photo of someone that you are in a room with is almost never illegal. It's only an issue because of the culture around VTubing and the fact that we want to maintain our privacy. We want to maintain our anonymity. But that's not a legally protected right in many cases. You know? They say the informant was a former employee of the company YAB was operating for, and it appears the information was provided by someone who leaked information by the company. Simply put, a whistleblower. This time, YAB was unable to participate in the streaming because of time and work. It seems that Korikori has already reported this to AnyColor, and they are talking about taking some action. So, probably a lawsuit. There was also an exchange in which it appeared as if YAB had given the other creators an aphrodisiac, so spiking their drinks. However, it was not clear whether this was a conversation exchange in jest. So at some point he commented about spiking the talent's drink, and it's not clear if he's making a joke or if he was serious. Alright. And some of this speculation is about people that I don't know anything about, so I'm going to kind of gloss over that. Let's see. So, as you can see, YAB is a fucking asshole. Like, I don't think I need to explain why this is not okay. Let's see. What is this absolute conspiracy corkboard that we've got going on in this picture? All right. It is, and I do agree with this post that says it's unreal that the name of this person is YAB, and YAB is a slang term for fucking up. What a fucking coincidence. What are the odds? I think this is just talking about the group chat, his resume. I don't think that is crazy relevant. Now, it will not surprise you that later AnyColor replied to this after it was exposed. And as you know, AnyColor is a very litigious company. They have sued multiple people. I think they've sued over a dozen people now for what they believe is violating the rights, copyrights, and safety of their talents over the years. So I am not surprised to see a report on infringement of rights by affiliated live streamers by external creators. This does not surprise me at all. So let's go through this. So thank you for your continued support, blah, blah, blah. Quote, this person secretly photographed the appearance of a person who is said to be a live streamer of our company during their broadcast, during their live stream. And the photograph was sent to a third party without permission, including defamatory language. So not only was he leaking photos and videos of Nijisanji talents while they were recording in his booth, he was also bullying them. What an asshole. There's also suspicion that the subject used illegal physical force against the body of a live streamer. That could mean a lot of things, but in my opinion, that sounds like a very corporately worded way to talk about groping. So, possibility of sexual assault. Kind of hard to make heads or tails of, some of this legal speak. We also immediately began investigating the facts from August 30th when the announcement of this broadcast was made. Some of the information, such as the time when the photograph mentioned in the broadcast was taken, location, and the victim, have all been identified. They go on to explain that it was their music producer who did this. They explain, they admit, yes, this is a person who has worked for us. They are apologizing for the barbarism of this person that they hired. They go on to say, we suspect that there was an act that may be considered a crime of assault against one of our live streamers and a violation of the Harassment Prevention Ordinance. So, even though Korikori didn't believe these photos broke the law, as you can see, AnyColor disagrees. They are going to almost definitely sue for harassment, which is a pretty big deal in Japan. Well, it's a pretty big deal anywhere, but I'm sure you can imagine that with how litigious Japanese companies tend to be, and how little protections there are against people who are being sued by large companies, this is not going to go well for YAB. Just because some people think that this is a legal gray area and some of this stuff might not be illegal, doesn't mean this man isn't going to get sued into the shadow realm. When you have a legal team like Any Colors, they'll find a way to bury you under lawsuits. Just the act of filing a lawsuit, even if Any Color doesn't win, can bankrupt your average person. Legal fees absolutely can destroy a person, even if they're innocent. So, believe me, YAB is fucked. Alright. We're aiming to resolve the matter. I think you get the idea. In addition, there have been some voices on the internet that suspect this case was committed by our affiliated live streamers and their managers, as well as executives and employees. However, we have no knowledge of any basis for the claim. So, they are denying any rats that Nijisanji staff have been involved with this doxing and harassment campaign. So, I'll be very glued to my screen to see if this stays true, because it would be very interesting to find out if Niji staff were actually aiding and abetting this like doxing and harassment campaign. All right, and let's see. We are considering taking legal action against these malicious acts after preserving evidence. In addition, as far as the content such as I tried singing involving the subject, the SNS posts of our affiliated live streamers who are presumed to have received songs provided by the subject, those contents have been temporarily made private. So that's a lot of words. So let me break that down. What they're saying is a lot of content made with YAB is going to be temporarily privated and taken off of YouTube because I assume YAB probably earns royalties from music that he helped produce. And if these videos stay up, while they're actively suing them, they'll also be paying him royalties. So if I'm interpreting this correctly, I believe they're privating the videos so that they don't have to pay him royalties and they can just stick to suing his ass. They are also, let's see. They're also asking everybody on social media to not repost any of the content that was leaked, and not upload anything to Twitter or YouTube, because that's just going to further victimize the talents who have already been victimized by YAB. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. And then they just confirm, as stated in the release, the reason we have made some of the content, such as cover songs, private is to prevent the victims in this case from being spied on through the credits and other information. So it's possible that people can connect the dots between YAB Studios and the talents and the song and possibly connect them to their real identities, which obviously nobody wants. And they're saying that just because we're taking a video down doesn't mean that the video is inherently criminal or criminally related. They just don't want it up. So, I'm going to pause for a minute and read chat, see what y'all have to say. All right. YAB-E, I get it. YAB. I swear the title gets tossed around between Kore Kore and Narukami Sabaki from time to time. Very much so. Man, if he doesn't get arrested even, I wouldn't be surprised. It's hard to say. I have no idea how all of this is going to resolve. I can smell a huge lawsuit coming from Nijisanji for breaking NDA. Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Even if it's not technically illegal to take a photo of someone, he has absolutely violated that NDA. He's getting sued 6 different ways. There's something like this, which normally wouldn't be illegal because of, I mean, you're violating someone's privacy. You're exposing information that was meant to be private. You're violating your contract with Nijisanji. You've just pissed off Nijisanji enough to make them make your life a living hell, regardless of whether or not they even have a credible reason to sue you. And I believe that they very much do have a credible reason to sue. There are so many angles Nijisanji can use to obliterate this man. He's gone. He's done for. He'll never work in this industry again. I guarantee it. I wonder how many people they have done this to in the past, since they are only recently getting caught. Ooh, good question. And I don't say ooh as in, like, I hope that's the case, but I mean ooh as in, like, ooh shit, that is probably true. Here's the thing. People who don't respect other people's privacy always start small and escalate from there. Any kind of abuse, even something as at the level of a privacy violation, people, don't just randomly decide one day to be an asshole. There's almost always a pattern of escalating behavior where they do something small and see if they can get away with it, then they escalate, to see what feedback they get. There's I swear to God, I think some people just get a thrill from being an asshole for no reason. But now that you mention it, there is, I would wager, almost certainly more victims. Bro lived up to the name. He's definitely done so. Yeah, absolutely. Another purpose of privating is so people can't get a full list of what's gone, and thus can't narrow down whom among those had their stuff privated. That makes a lot of sense. Any Color is also actively asking people not to put lists up. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a good move. I think that's the best move. And honestly, as much as I hate Nijisanji for reasons I'm sure all of you are already aware of, I think they're handling this situation extremely well. They're using their legal team. They're protecting their talents. They're using their legal team. They're probably going to punish the fuck out of someone who wronged them. As someone who professionally hates Nijisanji, go Nijisanji. All right. Let's see. All right. Now, other people have summarized the same thing in different ways, so I just want to browse through real quick and see if anyone has added any context that I missed. Let's see. There's speculation that this may have something to do with Linaga Mugi being sick at the YAB studio. See, I'm not sure how that would be related. Maybe the reason he came into the studio is because the person who was meant to go in the studio for him was sick, so that gave him an excuse to show up and do all of the business-related tasks. Let's see. All right. Let's see. All right, let's take a look. I don't know who this person is, Doku0, but they say, is YAB under fire for his recent stream? Well, I'll tell you, when I went to his home studio, I was shocked when I heard his unedited original singing audio, and he said, I always tell him to heavily edit his singing, but he's just so terrible at singing live. So, that's weirdly translated. What did she say? Okay. I'm gonna go based off of this rather than this, because this feels awkwardly translated. Doku Guy Chinami tweeted that when she went to YAB's home studio to do recordings when she was Gundo Murray, YAB would play other members' raw recordings to her and say, that they needed so much processing because their unprocessed vocals are terrible and left. What an asshole. Like, what a douche. Why would you make fun of someone's coworkers directly to their face? I mean, I don't know. That's such a douche thing to do. It kind of reminds me of, I remember a video a while back of surgeons that got exposed for making fun of their patients while their patients were under anesthesia. And like surgeons would be like playing music, looking at their phone, which was in a sheet of plastic, calling the patient fat and ugly, and like really, you know, just laying into them and not giving a shit. So it's not unique to this guy, and I wish it would happen less. I wish people who were professionals would act professional with, you know, their clients. You know what I mean? Like, how hard is it to respect your client? I mean, they are the reason you're making money, and you're gonna talk shit on them. It's gossipy. Gossip doesn't benefit you as a professional. All gossiping does is create things that can be used against you as ammunition and hamper your career. All right. They go on to say, Gundo was disgusted by this behavior. She remembers that they would replay parts of the members' recordings and snickered. She also wonders if her own vocals were also shown to other members to be laughed at in the same way. Oh, probably. She also said she was not aware of photos or videos being taken secretly. That doesn't mean it didn't happen, just that she wasn't aware of it. She also clarifies that she really hates Kore Kore and only spoke up about YAB because the name is going viral. Which is something I've noticed. I've repeatedly seen people reiterate that nobody likes Kore Kore, nobody likes Japanese Keemstar, nobody likes this drama tuber, but people are still grateful that he exposed the truth of the situation. Which, as someone who covers news and drama, I find weirdly relatable. I don't have a strong opinion on Kore Kore myself because I've never watched any of his content because I don't speak his language. But there is definitely, you definitely have to walk a very fine line as when you cover news and drama. You have to go out of your way to be reliable and sensitive and informative and still giving an opinion to help people process without just being a parasite that uses other people's pain for profit. It's a fine line. It's hard to do, and even if you do it well, people will still be angry at you for spreading the information in the first place. Because it is objectively true that just by talking about drama, you spread the drama to more people. It's tough. So, I don't know. I have no idea if the hate against Kore Kore is valid or not. That's an opinion I will leave to the audience. Casey, hold on. All right, let me check chat real quick. All right. Especially since Japan has a 99% conviction rate, YAB is probably going to do some possible time. Oh, my instincts say lawsuit, but I wouldn't be terribly surprised if he actually went to prison. That'll be really interesting to see how that resolves. Part of the reason I wanted to wait a couple days before talking about this is I was hoping to get more updates. I'm actually very glad that I waited as long as I did to cover this, because so much has come out about this in the meantime that I feel like if I had jumped on this immediately, I feel like the video would have just been full of misinformation. Let's see. Surgeons filming TikToks while in the OR with the patients. Yeah. What a fucked up thing to do. I don't know why professionals find it so hard to be professional. I think the only Japanese person who likes Kore Kore is Mikaneko/Rushia. If I remember correctly, I think she rushed to Kore Kore and talked to him about some stuff, and then he leaked what she told him, and then she got in trouble, if I remember correctly. And because he published what she told him in confidence, a lot of people hated him for that. Which, the more I follow Rushia / Mikaneko / whatever her third persona is, the more I wonder if she genuinely told him about it in confidence, or whether she intended or was aware that he was going to publish that and was just upset at the backlash, because Rushia is a victim, but also has some very serious mental health issues that cause her to make unwise decisions. And I don't know if she was entirely the victim in that particular situation. Running to a drama tuber and complaining about your problems, you can't be too surprised when the drama tuber publishes them. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah, she's a big fan too, at least from the Japanese to English translation clips. Oh, I believe it. It's always interesting. Like, different VTubers have wildly different opinions of people like False. Like, some people hate False with a passion, and other people invite him onto their streams and like hang out. I think he was even on a VTuber game show at one point. Like, when you talk about the worst aspects of a niche hobby or a niche interest, you make friends and you make enemies. Let's see. She tried to get a line to the head office via her manager first, but the day after the GTA Online stream was a public holiday, and no one would be in the office until the following Monday. Oh. It's baffling how she still associates with him when you could argue it was his fault she got let go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When that situation first dropped, I fully blamed Kore Kore for releasing what she told him in confidence. And if people still have that opinion, I don't blame them. But the more I think about Rushia's actions in hindsight and take a look at how she's still kind of, I don't want to say a mess, I don't want to be mean, but like she still clearly has issues. I wonder how much accountability she should be held to for not being able to manage her own issues. You know what I mean? Because she very clearly has a hard time handling the stress of being a content creator. And she also kind of has this sort of Menhera persona. So, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't respect or empathize with Rushia. I'm just saying I've heard her name in the news so many times. The girl desperately needs mental health help. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the words to make my point. Of course, she's a wreck. There's no denying that. She messed up when she let it go public, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Just because someone has made mistakes doesn't mean they're a bad person. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Someone, I think someone went to like the Hololive wiki. Oh, okay, wait. I actually don't want to show that. I think that was people trying to connect the dots. I actually won't post that. All right. Is any color? All right. Okay, I thought this post was related to what we were currently talking about, but I guess not. Hold on. Let me translate to English. Where's his comment? Here we go. Okay, so this was his post. All right, so this was his post where he was talking about reporting the violations of YAB and how they were making fun of their appearance and taking photos. So what, did he say anything after that? Let me check. Translate to English, please. Here we go. Here's a quick summary of the case of the mixer musician who was recently accused of taking secret photos and eavesdropping on VTubers affiliated with Nijisanji. Alright. So, secretly taking photos of the Nijisanji VTubers who came to his recording studio. Some of the secretly taken images are sexual in nature. Interesting. Making fun of the appearance of VTubers who came to record and sexualizing used tissues. What? Why would you... Maybe I'm just a prude, but the fact that a used tissue could be sexualized gives me the creeps. That's not information I ever wanted to... I didn't know that was a thing. Ew, fuck. God damn it. Live broadcasting the audio of VTubers who came to record without permission and making it available to multiple other artists. Sweeping messages online, such as putting aphrodisiacs in the drinks of creators who came to record to test their reactions. Is this confirmed, or is this still alleged? Because before it didn't sound like it was confirmed. An employee of the company said, "It is possible that the secretly taken images are of ordinary people and not VTubers, and that the online conversations have been edited." Interesting. Taking advantage of the fact that VTubers' faces are not publicly available online, he treats the person in the secretly photographed image as a normal person and insists that he did not take secret photos of Nijisanji VTubers, but an acquaintance of the VTuber who was secretly photographed. Oh. He insisted he didn't secretly take photos of Nijisanji VTubers, saying they are unrelated acquaintances. But an acquaintance of the VTuber who was secretly photographed confirmed that he was the person in the photo. Okay. More than 60 videos of VTubers involved with the musician have been made private, causing fans to be enraged. Yeah, I imagine. Nijisanji's pressing charges. The musician posted a screenshot of an apology he had haphazardly written on his iPhone's notepad. His ex-wife also posted an apology. Well, I don't speak a word of Japanese, so I don't know what that says. Any quote retweets translating this in English? No? Great. Let's see. Okay, is this just more of the same? More of just the same summary of the same stream? I think so. Let me just scroll through and see if there's anything. Okay, so this person watched the same stream as other people, and one of their observations is the timeline isn't exactly clear, but one of the screenshots had messages from 2022. So this has probably been happening not all at once, but over the course of several years. So that's honestly kind of terrifying. The fact that for 2 or more, probably more years, this guy has been repeatedly doxing and making fun of these talents. That's disgusting. Honestly. Like, I'm sure I don't need to tell you that, but like, god damn it. Imagine someone secretly talking shit on your name for literal years and you never found, and then you just never knew until one day it all came out at once, and not just you, but all of your friends and coworkers have been victimized by this guy too. Imagine how the talents must feel, dude. Imagine how crushing it would feel to know that you and the people you care about all had your privacy violated by one person. Bro, I don't think I could stream and pretend to be happy for like a week or two. I'd be fucked. If I found out someone was secretly recording me and making fun of me for years, there's no way I could stream again and be happy and play video games with my friends and act like nothing is wrong. That would devastate me for a couple days, if not a week. I hope the people affected are taking a break if they need it. I know some people are stronger willed than others, but that would fuck me. That would destroy me. The amount of things being privated. This guy is going to super hell. Oh, yeah. This reminds me of when the Aikatsu composers were arrested for sexual assault, and we lost so many cornerstone songs of both series as a result. Freaking disgusting how these people use power to perform indecency. See, that's the thing that fucks me up the most, is like, the only reason these people can get away with it is because they're in a position of power. And they're in a position of power because they're talented producers. And the fact that they would abuse their power just for the cheap thrill of being an asshole and being a predator, only to lose. Because here's the thing, these people are genuinely talented. We've all heard their music. These songs are a bop. These songs are a banger. And the fact that they threw everything away just because they couldn't resist being an asshole, and now we, the fans, have lost access to high quality content. The content creators are losing money because their content, that work that they put a lot of effort into, that is now gone. Nobody wins. The guy who was a creep doesn't win. The talents don't win. The fans don't win. This is bad for everyone. How hard is it to not be a massive asshole? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is... it's almost hard to put into words how completely unnecessary and avoidable something like this is. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna check chat real quick. Nijisanji is having one hell of a year. They are! Holy shit. Nijisanji is having a rough one. Top people being assholes is a dime a dozen. You only hear about the ones that get caught, unfortunately. Oh, believe me, I know it. I know that I shouldn't be... I don't want to say that I'm shocked. But the reason I'm reacting so strongly is because, like, I think all of us go through life and we meet somebody in power who's just an absolute piece of shit. And on the one hand, if there is a silver lining to stories like this, it does make me feel ever so slightly less alone in my own pain, knowing I'm not the only person who's dealt with people like this. Because even at a job that's, you know, entry level, people get to a management position and abuse their power. You know, even at, you know, a call center, at an office, at a work site, like, everybody's been at a job where someone in power was an asshole for basically no reason. Let's see. I believe, so Koharu has underscore Yem after her name, so I believe this is the ex-wife that they were talking about previously. His ex-wife and also a staff member at Yem said, "To all of our fans and everyone involved, to all of you who are worried about me, thank you very much. We are very sorry for any inconvenience caused. I have no involvement with the current matter involving the Yem office representative. I really didn't know anything. Sorry for my ignorance, I'm truly sorry. Currently, lies are being spread about me and I am unable to understand or resolve various issues or respond to slander. I would like to take a short break from social media." So it looks like people are accusing someone related to the company of being involved in this doxing and harassment. They claim they're not involved. I've seen no evidence that they're involved. And assuming that they are as innocent as they say, I do kind of feel bad for them. Because the thing is, when something like this happens, everybody, falls down. The reputation of everyone connected to you collapses when you do something shitty. All right. All right. So a couple days ago, I found this on Nijisanji with even more information. It is tagged with rat and it is unverified, but I still think it's worth reading off in case it's true. According to Kore and the leaker, the audio engineer for YAB Studio, who is implicated in taking unsolicited photos of Niji livers and badmouthing them, also allegedly spiked people's drinks with aphrodisiacs on a couple of occasions. Concerningly, he may have spiked the drink of a liver who would only be in high school at the time. So there's a high chance he spiked the drink of a minor. And part of their evidence for this is that the liver, Linaga Mugi, complained about vomiting after eating at YAB Studio. So, just a bit of context as to who that is. That's this talent. So between the accusations that he was spiking drinks, correlating with a talent who complained about vomiting after eating at YAB Studio, people are putting the pieces together and they think it was Mugi who got drugged. That's so fucked up. Imagine drugging a minor just to see what would happen. The audio engineer also, quote, tweets the previous vomiting tweet with, Mugi Linaga came to the recording, but after eating the macarons and jelly she had bought herself, she started throwing up, which was hilarious. Which, I disagree. This was my first time seeing a vomiting liver. What a piece of shit. Even if he wasn't directly responsible, fuck this guy. Like, you saw a high schooler vomiting her brains out and you point and laugh? What the fuck, dude? I know that this is just a rat. I know this is unverified. But this feels true to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like this is true. I feel like all these details line up. So. Alright. This is something we've already covered. Nijisanji is privating their covers. Let's see. I'm going to check chat. I'm going to go over one more tweet. And that'll be all the major things that I wanted to talk about. No. Nothing. All right. So the last thing I want to cover is this tweet also from Kore, who are talking about Ranjatai Ito, which, let me pull that up. I don't know who this is. I thought this was a VTuber. Okay, I think this is unrelated. Yeah. So, actually, I just remembered one thing. Brazil Twitter. So have you guys heard that Twitter is getting banned in Brazil? So people have had very mixed opinions about this, and I'm still not sure how to feel about it. So obviously Musk is saying they're shutting down the #1 source of truth in Brazil. And the dictator is trying to shut it down because they don't appreciate free speech. Let's see. And according to the accusations, Twitter was asked by Brazilian courts to ban 7 Brazilian Nazi accounts. He refused. Gets Twitter banned in Brazil due to this, erasing one of the largest user bases on the platform. The 7 accounts get banned anyway due to the owners being Brazilian. Masterful gambit. Let's see. God damn it. It's just an unflattering photo. But, let's see. It's all Brazilian, Miku. God damn it. Here's a comprehensive explanation of the running feud between Elon Musk and the Brazilian Supreme Court. Okay. Perfect. All right. Ever since 2020, Brazil's Supreme Court, also known as STF, took their sights to online misinformation. At the time, there were a high number of high-profile influencers, religious figures, and politicians spreading harmful lies about the newly released COVID vaccine. All right. They asked to have COVID misinformation related to COVID-19 let's see. They ordered social media platforms to remove misinformation due to COVID-19. Things started to escalate in 2022 after Bolsonaro's defeat. A number of his supporters rushed Congress in active insurgency. As this happened, many right-wing politicians and influencers started to post all sorts of call to arms supporting the coup attempt. This desperate scenario called for desperate measures, and the justice began to personally prosecute and fine insurgents and their supporters. This led to him being labeled as a tyrannical enemy by right-wing outlets. Musk joined in by expressing his concern. Alright, ever since then, Musk has been more antagonistic towards the justice, mocking him, calling for his impeachment, and even going as far as to further fuel insurrectionist rhetoric. Damn. This led to this month's escalation where Morales threatened to jail X's legal representative in Brazil. Damn. Musk simply chose to close down the office, leaving X completely rogue. And this is where we are now, where they sent an ultimatum, comply or be taken offline. He obviously did not apply. He obviously did not comply, and now they're being taken down. Although, one thing I will say, regardless of whether or not you like Elon Musk, this edit is fucking hilarious. Using AI to make the person you hate most in this world look like a Sith Lord, and for the image to actually turn out halfway decent, that's one of the most evil faces I've ever seen in my life. I did think that was extremely amusing. What's funny is that a surprising number of people thought this image was real, and it's absolutely not. It's AI generated. Alright. Let's see. Alright. But this is only one person's opinion, and I know that there are a handful of people who are actually supporting Musk because they don't believe that the Brazilian government should have the ability to dictate who Twitter does and does not ban off of their platform, saying that that should be the call of the platform, not of the government. So a lot of anti-censorship people have been supporting Musk. So I'm curious to what you guys think. Come to Brazil, we're free of Twitter. No, I don't want to go to Brazil. Come to Brazil. I do actually want to visit Brazil one day. It looks like fucking Brazilian Miku. Come to Brazil. The I've seen so many funny come to Brazil memes, but anytime I actually search for them, I can never find them. All right, but yeah, the I would love to go to Brazil. Brazil seems like an awesome place to visit. I don't know. I love it seems like a tropical paradise. Like I've never heard anyone say anything bad about Brazil other than like the crime and the politics, but like as far as like day-to-day life and like the weather, the environment, the people, nothing but resoundingly positive reviews. All right. Let's see. Am I missing anything that I wanted to cover? Ducky. Wait, hold on. Ducky VTuber. I feel like there was some other things I wanted to talk about that are just completely slipping my mind. I feel like there was God, this is gonna bother me so much. Because I know as soon as I turn off the stream and I clear my head, I'm gonna remember what I wanted to talk about. That's so frustrating. You ever have that? Wait, I think there is oh yeah, now I remember. So I don't know if you guys heard, but I don't know if you guys heard, but now that like Twitch ended its exclusivity requirement, a lot of people are like multi-streaming on Twitch. But what's interesting is I've heard so many creators saying that you shouldn't split your audience with YouTube because, you know, what's the point of having, 50,000 viewers on Twitch and 50,000 viewers on YouTube when if you had 100,000 viewers on just Twitch, then that's going to make you grow exponentially. But I feel like that's just not how growing works, like on social media, because the audience on YouTube and the audience on Twitch are very different audiences, and they also have very different cultures. Like Twitch, almost by design, has a different suite of tools, better tools, but YouTube by design has the ability to live stream, make videos, and make shorts all in one place. And I feel like they both have their pros and cons, but I have heard a surprisingly large amount of people, like I think it was Ludwig and Moist Critical, who were saying that multi-streaming just wasn't it. And they were saying that like people on YouTube don't donate as much. But honestly, I don't know. I feel like there are different audiences on YouTube and Twitch. But I'm curious what you guys think. If does the platform matter to you? Like, do you find it easier to like discover someone on YouTube or Twitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you follow them regardless of platform, or does the platform make a difference on who you watch? Are you hinting at something? I have no real desire to stream on Twitch. Just because I like the convenience of YouTube. I like the fact that if I want to make a short, I don't have to go to TikTok. I can put it here. If I want to make a video, I don't have to go anywhere. I can put it here. If I want to live stream, I don't have to go anywhere. I can make it here on a channel where I've already built up an algorithmic audience that is interested in VTuber news. So when I go live and I talk about VTuber news, you're already here. I'd have to start from scratch on Twitch. Although I did used to stream on Twitch. I don't think I even have that many followers, to be honest. How many people follow me on Twitch? 161.
I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm no longer going to be streaming
I would
on
basically
Twitch.
be
I'm gonna
starting
move
from
all of my
scratch.
stream-
161 followers. And all of those followers, most of them were like my friends. And none of my friends care about like VTuber news at all. So it's honestly kind of weird how like I ended up having to pivot where I ended up pivoting away from like normal VTuber content. Just 'cause I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. You know what I mean? It's so hard to grow. There's so much competition. Different factors, really. The Twitch ads are the deal breaker for me. Yeah, same. I like the fact that I can demonetize a YouTube stream. And it's like, look, if people want to give me money, they can send me money. If they don't want to give me money, that's fine. But I definitely don't want ads interrupting the stream just so I can make 10 cents. You know what I mean? And it's also not like, you know, this channel isn't particularly profitable anyway, so it's not like advertising on a live stream is gonna make that much of a difference. What did I make in revenue? So in like June, I made $33. July, I made $20. In September, so far, I've made $25. Like, this is not a profitable channel. Running ads does not make sense. And I don't like the fact that if you don't run ads, they play an ad as soon as someone enters the stream, which makes someone more likely to click off because they don't want to watch the ad. I feel like that hurts discoverability. But yeah, another short stream. I always wonder if my streams are a little bit too short, but then I remember that there's no point in streaming for longer than I need to, because that's just going to make the VOD less watchable for anyone who was interested in the topic, but just didn't happen to be present for the live stream. So I appreciate you tuning in for another short update stream. I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream so that I don't have to edit these videos, because editing takes so goddamn long. I hate editing so much. It's so bad. But thank you for tuning in. Bye, guys!